Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Now this is a short video about how I created probably one of the best mixed species shrimp tanks about. It was accidental, kind of. Obviously I set the tank up, I just bought species of fish. I often heard that you can't mix Neocaridina and Caridina shrimps, but I proved them wrong. So let's take a look. So this tank behind me is featured quite heavily. As you know, we've done a lot of new planting. We used the API leaf zone to really make the plants flourish, and they've gone a bit crazy. We're going to have a look at that in a minute. One of my biggest achievements in here is getting Neocaridina and Caridina shrimps to breed and live peacefully together. Now, I'm not an expert on shrimp at all. I just followed the guidelines. I set a tank up and I brought the shrimp, and they've done amazingly well. Now, a lot of people say you can't mix them, various reasons, and I'm sure if I set them up separately, I could make one breed more than the other, but they're both breeding in here. Now the Caridina and the Neocaridina are happy and both have bred many times. Let's have a look now and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so this is our dual trigon tank. It's been approximately a week and a bit since we filmed the last one. Just look at the growth here of the Cecifolia. This is this nice green lush one here. The mini Ludwigia super red here is also growing phenomenally with nice red leaves. The Cecifolia is going over it, so this is due yet again another trim. Now, one of the craziest things that happened is if you watch the last video, which I'll put up here somewhere, you'll see that we trimmed the lotus leaves, and I was very worried it was going to die, and I thought it had died. Look at this leaf, this leaf, this leaf up here. I thought it was terrible, but then it started shooting out this nice new leaf, this nice new leaf, and a load more. So I think it was just readjusting and then going again. So that's absolutely incredible, and I'm really happy about that. Again, the Monte Carlo has recovered nicely. It's looking perfect. Now this one, which I think is the Rosifolia, Rosanna fig, as you can see, this is new growth on the top. So I'm assuming this whole bottom portion was immersed growth, and this is the new submerged growth on top. I'm not a big fan of it, so let's just see how that goes. We've also got some Ludwigia mini super red there. Again, this crypt here is growing phenomenally. I couldn't be happier with that. The Anubias is doing well. The Madagascar lace leaf is also doing well. So I'm super happy with all this. So let's look at the Neocaridina shrimp to start with. So you can see these are just plain colour shrimp. We've got a cherry shrimp there. We've got a yellow shrimp there. Have a look. There we go. Look, if we can see in the rocks there, we've got cherry shrimps, more cherry shrimps. A lovely dark coloured one there. We've also got some green ones in here too, which are pretty cool. Now, like most people, I'm just a hobbyist at heart, and I really enjoy what I do. And one of the things I love to do is, as you can see from the guppies we've got in here, see what colours are produced. So I don't separate or cull my shrimp. I'm happy with whatever comes out, and I'm sure one day I will just end up with all brown shrimp. I do occasionally take some shrimp out of here, as you'll see the nano fry tank, which is outside in our outside room, and I've put 5 cherry shrimp in there to hopefully they can spawn as well. But I think if you're not enjoying it that way, what's the point in doing it? There's no point getting so stressed, worried about every little thing. For me, if I worry about one thing, then it stresses me out, and it will just ruin the experience of it. So I've learned over many years, trust me, to just go with the flow a bit more and enjoy the little achievements that we make. I managed to get a green Neocaridina shrimp grow. They don't stay green for long for some reason, but for me that was a great achievement. So let's flip round now. I'm going to show you the Caridina shrimp, which I'm also very pleased about. Okay, so you can see one there, lovely crystal shrimp, Caridina shrimp. Now, like I say, these are bred very well in here. And while we're here, there's a nice blue Neocaridina there. I'm sure that's got many names, blue bolts and all sorts of business. There you go, some more just plain coloured ones. I believe this one up here, they would probably classify that as a release shrimp. I'm not really too sure. Nice crystal over there. Some of the big ones that we bought originally. Have a look over here. Oh, look, see, another. See if we can get that one. Another interesting, absolutely mammoth shrimp. This one, just a strange colour, but I really like it. We look behind there, another crystal shrimp. Now, the exciting bit about it is like I said, they have bred and they do breed, and I'm going to prove it to you. So here we go. So there we go, and that is a baby crystal Caridina shrimp. They've bred many times in here. Here's another generation of one, slightly smaller there. We've got that one in there. I've seen a few more somewhere. Just through there. Can you see it? Just through there. Where is he? Just there. Another baby crystal shrimp. And I couldn't be happier with how they're turning out. And then those who have watched my other videos, I'll pop it up here about getting a Taiwan B Caridina shrimp. They're just like black crystal shrimp to me. Absolutely love them. I don't know if they're called King Kongs. I'm not 100% sure, but we've got that one there. Still growing well. We've got one hanging out in the botanicals that I can't. Oh, there it is. We've also got this one up here. They're not really big enough to spawn yet, or breed, or get buried, but they're certainly getting there. And there's another healthy crystal shrimp there. Lovely looking thing. Let's have a look for any more through here. Some more just standard ones. Lovely yellow shrimp there. Absolutely perfect looking. Look like a mini lobster, this one. And then if we look at the back, I don't know if we can see it. Right on there. A real dark looking one. There we go. Which I think is really cool in itself. So what is the secret to success with shrimp? I honestly don't know. But I can certainly tell you the things I've done. As you can see, this tank here is pretty much crystal clear. It's bare bottom. There is some substrate in the terracotta pots. It's fluval stratum. There's not a huge amount. I never ever vacuum this. I never remove anything. I haven't cleaned the filter in this for, I honestly don't know how many months, and I'll show you the reason for that in a second. Okay, so the reason I don't need to do too much maintenance to my filter or clean it out that often is because I've got a cage on my filter inlet. You can't really see it because it's behind all this lush growth, but I do have one handy here. Now, if you keep shrimp, you need one of these. The fine mesh stops any little shrimplets going up into the filter. Also, it gives them something else to feed on, the bits that get kept on here. And as you can see, the flow at the top there is still pretty good. And that's been running for months. So what you do, you get these. As you can see, it's got this little rubber O-ring on top. And I've just made a little snip there. And then that makes it expand enough to go over to the filter. This is a Fluval 308, I believe. And then these are relatively cheap, a pack of 4. I will put a link of those in the description for you. It's an affiliate link, so if you buy them, I'll get a few pence. But I do recommend you need these. In fact, if you've got a shrimp tank and you're running a Fluval or similar filter, then this is a must. Obviously, the plant growth in here is amazing, so the nitrates are really low. I test the water regularly. The pH is on the low side. The temperature is between 24 and 26 degrees. That's in centigrade. I'll put the Fahrenheit one now. Now, I think just a regular maintenance of water changes, not too much. I do between 10 and 15% weekly. That seems to help. I keep up with the trimming of the plants, keep them growing. And the shrimps just seem to keep growing and are plenty happy. Now, I do feed them a couple of different things. They get what the tank gets, but there's one in particular I quite like feeding them, and I'll give you a quick look at that now. Okay, so we're not sponsored or anything by anyone, but I like to feed them this. I don't know if you can see that there. This is Shrimp King, and I really like it. The shrimp seem to love it as well. It smells nice. Now, I just put 3 or 4 lumps of this in there. I'll show you what it looks like quickly. They're like little nuggets. So this is Shrimp King. That's what they look like. You get quite, let's see if we can give you a quick look at that. Pause it, take time to read it if you would like to. Now, I think they absolutely love it. I'm going to chuck some in and I'm going to show you their reaction to it in a second. Okay, so there we go. That's just a few of those. We're just going to drop them in. Let them sink down and see if the shrimp react to it. Let's see. This is in real time. I haven't come back later. You can see the cherry shrimp are straight on it. All the others are absolutely flying to it. Let's see, better angle there. They're loving it. Let's have a quick look over this side. There we go. Two of the Neocaridinas are loving it, sharing it together. There's another blue one come out. Look at these coming along. They can all smell it and they all seem to really enjoy it and like it. And then, is there any on this one? There we go, they're just coming along. So it really is amazing how many shrimp are in here. I think it can be quite misleading when you look in the front, but when you look, you see just how many shrimp we've actually got in here. Trouble is the guppies, normally I would feed something else for the guppies and the other fish to leave it alone. They like to push it around. I like to push it around, but it doesn't really bother the shrimp too much. Here we go there. The big ones are coming out to play. Having a bit of a tussle over it. Go. And on that one. And on that one. I think you agree that food is absolutely amazing. It's really good. It doesn't dirty the water. The shrimp absolutely love it. If they don't eat it, the snails will completely demolish it later on. I'll put a link in my description. It's an affiliate link, so if you do buy, get a couple of pence. Just if you wanted to. If not, just search up anywhere or go into a shop, Shrimp King, and yeah, give it a go. So that being said, that's all I've got for you for this video. But my advice would be, please just persevere and have fun. Don't stress about what you see on the internet about high nitrates and low pH, etc., etc. Experiment. Don't be afraid. Don't be put off because someone told you can't do it. I remember when I was younger, we had a fish pond and it was never water changed. And when it was just topped up with chlorinated water. And the fish grew massive. They were perfectly happy and they grew to a ripe old age. So just because you're told something and you see it on YouTube or anywhere else doesn't mean it's right. Experiment. Obviously, always do the best you can for your animals. There's no point putting them in a teacup. The bigger tank you can get, the better. The more maintenance you do, the better, generally. Although with shrimp, I wouldn't recommend changing the chemistry or too much in the tank. They do seem to struggle, or the one thing I've noticed is big changes. They can be happy at a certain pH. If you change it too much, they might die. Temperature. If you change it by too many degrees in one go, they might die. So just nice and steady and balanced for the shrimp. But with that being said, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe. I appreciate all the support that you've given me so far. Please like this video and yeah, comment below. Let me know your experience on shrimp, if you found certain things work or certain things don't work. And until the next time, take care.